After a two-week impeachment trial, Ken Paxton will keep his job as Texas Attorney General. Paxton was acquitted on 16 counts of impeachment earlier this afternoon. KEN's 5 reporter Andrew Moore tells us how the final vote was perhaps not as close as some expected. Andrew.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, a majority of Senate Republicans voted to move this trial forward, and it looked like the decision could go either way. But this afternoon, only 2 Senate Republicans were willing to convict Paxton, and the remaining 16 Republicans sided with Paxton. That put the required 2/3 majority to convict well out of reach.
Paxton Jr. is hereby, at this moment, reinstated to office.
The Attorney General was not in court this morning, but was acquitted all the same. All but 2 Senate Republicans voted to keep the AG, and Defense Attorney Tony Busby thanked the senators soon afterwards.
I want to thank the court for giving us a just trial on behalf of Attorney General Ken Paxton. We should not have had to prove our innocence, but that's what we did.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, the acting judge in the trial, shared scathing criticism of the House of Representatives' indictment of Paxton soon after the vote, calling it rushed and against precedent.
In the House, the vote to send the articles of impeachment against the Attorney General to the Senate happened in only a few days, with virtually no time for 150 members to even study the articles.
And afterwards, some senators pointing to weak evidence.
It was up to the prosecution to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, and they utterly failed.
But UTSA political expert John Taylor says many Republican senators also have elections next year, and pro-Paxton groups were already threatening them.
Pocketed conservative groups who are more than willing to go after them and to go after the 60 Republicans in the state House who voted for the articles of impeachment to begin with.
Paxton could also be facing criminal charges within the next year. His attorneys said today they'll win that case as well.
If they don't dismiss it, we'll try them and beat them there just like we beat them here.
And Speaker of the House Dade Phelan did respond to Lieutenant Governor Patrick's criticism of the indictment today by calling Patrick biased and suggesting today's outcome was predetermined. Experts say the growing animosity between the House and Senate could create problems if the governor tries to call another special session this year. Phil?